As we said earlier in the show, the West Bloomfield girls Lakers prevailed with a 47-42 victory over Clarkston on Wednesday. And the Lakers are going to play Utica Ford on Tuesday, March 18th at the University of Detroit Mercy in the Division I quarterfinals. If they win, they go back to the Breslin for their fourth consecutive appearance on state finals weekend. A very exciting game in an already very exciting season. And here to tell us more and to share his thoughts on this season so far, we have the coach of the West Bloomfield girls Lakers basketball team, Darrin McAllister, joining us right now on The Splash. Darrin, good morning.
Good morning, Jake. How are you?
I'm really good. First and foremost, congratulations on the team and for all of their success. You guys have been doing incredible work out on the basketball court. What have been your thoughts on this incredible season so far?
Well, it's been an incredible season, but it's been an interesting season. We started out a little slow. We as coaches put together a brutal schedule to prepare us for March. And, we at one point we were 1-4, and I think a lot of critics and a lot of spectators wrote us off. But, we're still here.
That's absolutely right. You came back stronger than ever. And you're certainly right. This was a much tougher schedule that you've experienced this year as opposed to the years past. And how do you think that has helped the team's rising stars to come into form as new stars?
It certainly has helped us in terms of playing against the best. If you look at it, we had 8 losses, and 6 of those teams were playing in regionals. And 4 of those teams are playing in the quarterfinals. So we weren't playing cupcakes. We were playing the best of the best early on when we wasn't necessarily prepared. And now we understand that we won't see anything like we saw in December and in terms of being prepared. So we're prepared for it now. Our players are grown up, and it's at the right time. We play for March, this program. We don't necessarily play for the season.
Hey, you're up against these tough teams once again. You're going to be facing these teams in the next couple weeks, and you've got something to prove. Now you're ready to take on these teams head on. And going into this season, you guys, you suffered some losses of some seniors left last season, like the Davis twins, Destiny Washington, and Kendall Hendricks. How has the program responded to the loss of these leaders in elevating this team?
Well, the biggest thing is the players that were playing with those players were like sponges. When they were here, they weren't necessarily contributing as much, but they were really picking up and learning a lot of information and learning the work ethic. And I think that's what's helped them right now. And with these players, there's a lot put on them early on because everybody was saying, you guys are West Bloomfield. You're absolutely right, West Bloomfield, but it's a process. But I will say this: people have to remember, the road to the Breslin Center starts at 4925 Orchard Lake, and I hope people don't forget that.
They certainly will not forget that. For those just joining us right now on The Splash, we have the head coach of the West Bloomfield girls basketball team, the Lakers, Darrin McAllister, joining us right now to share his thoughts on the incredible season that the Lakers have been having so far. And Darrin, I want to get into this game that just happened yesterday in Clarkston. Very tough opponent, very close game, almost went into overtime, but you guys ultimately prevailed. Did that familiarity with an opponent like Clarkson, help in game planning and reacting to the adjustments that the Wolves made throughout the game?
It certainly did. I mean, we knew Clarkston was a tough program, tough team, but we're a tough team as well. We split during the regular season, and for us, a little fuel to the fire was Twitter can help you or hurt you, and sometimes it can give you that bulletin board material, but from players and some coaches we're putting out there, hey, we just lost to West Bloomfield, but we're the conference champs. So we just put in our heads, okay, you're the conference champs, but we're seeking that regional championship, and that's a bigger trophy and have a bigger meaning. So we had that bulletin board material, and we did what we were supposed to do last night.
You certainly did, and now you guys are moving on to the quarterfinals, a very, very big game coming up. What are you going to be working on with the team before this upcoming quarterfinal match?
Well, the reality is we've identified our opponents, so now it's up to the coaching staff to go ahead and scout. So we're all scouting right now. We don't know a lot about Utica Ford, but the reality is we know a lot about us. So we're just going to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do when we're supposed to do it. And if we do that, I think we'll be okay.
That's all you can do, and you guys are accomplishing this job extremely well. And the playoffs so far, it's been a mixture of some very close games and some big wins, and plenty of close calls throughout, as we mentioned earlier with Clarkston. What have you been the most proud of this team as they've found a way to win throughout this month of March?
Well, I think the biggest thing to start off is I'm most proud that they've identified who they are. The last year's team, we had some players that could really play some ball. And the reality is our goal last year was not to just win the state championship, but to dominate. We wanted to dominate every game, which we did. We wanted to dominate the championship game, which we did. This team right here is not last year's team, but they found their identity, understood their role. And a big thing for us is being resilient. This team has been resilient. This team has taken the biggest punches from everybody. But moreover, what people don't understand too, we get everybody's best game just by the fact that we're West Bloomfield. So every game for us is the other team's Super Bowl, and we have to respond, and we have. And right now, we're one of the top 8 teams in the state.
Absolutely, and that resilience is such an important part of what makes a good basketball team great. And the road to Breslin is always very difficult, especially when you expect to win titles here in West Bloomfield. How does the team keep the game of basketball fun?
Well, winning is fun. That's the biggest thing. So if you go out there, the thing about us is we understand. A lot of people say you guys don't smile, you don't laugh, you don't do this. Well, once we hold up that trophy, that's when we're smiling, that's when we laugh. When it's over, we're smiling, we laugh. But when we're playing, we're in business mode. We're hunting. We're out there. We're trying to get wins. So we're just going out there and winning and giving our best effort. That's the fun part. So right now we're enjoying this ride. We hope we can ride it out to hold up another trophy. But right now, we've far exceeded any and everybody's expectations except ours.
Certainly can't argue with an answer like that. Everybody loves to win. Darrin, I'd love hearing your thoughts on this season. One more quick question before we let you go. What are the next steps that you guys can take to go from contenders to a title to destined to repeat as champs this year?
Well, Jake, it's just one thing. Just go out there and be who we're supposed to be. I tell our players all the time, if you do what you're supposed to do, you'll be who you're supposed to be. And for the last 3 years, it's been just that way. And I don't see it being any different this year.
I love it. That's exactly the kind of answer a coach should give. Coach, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your thoughts on this basketball season here on The Splash.
Thank you so much. Go Lakers.